Spiritual awakening is different for everyone. You may experience some of these signs or none at all. Chances are you will experience some, but what is certain is that there are no rules when it comes to spiritual awakening. But because you're here, the chances are you are experiencing some of these and you're wondering what's going on. So let's go through the seven signs. So the first thing that you'll probably notice is you begin to question the narrative. You question the narrative of society, of governments, of friends and family. You start questioning, well, is this the ultimate truth? Is this really what's going on? And for me, I am somebody who I used to always say I was so gullible because anything that anybody told me, I believed. I would 100% believe if you told me that the earth was flat, I would have believed you. And what I'm saying is that you start to question the narrative. You start to question, is this really true? Is this the ultimate truth? And you'll start to notice that, well, for me, I wasn't as gullible as I used to be. I was beginning to question things. I was beginning to think about, well, is this really what's going on? So, questioning the narrative, questioning if this is the truth, is this ultimate truth, is one of the signs that you may start out noticing. The second sign is you may have what I like to call an oh shit moment, where you realize, oh shit, my reality isn't what I thought it is. Or you realize, oh shit, I'm not who I thought I was. And you begin to see through the illusion. And that can be a bit scary because when you've lived your entire life believing that you're one thing, believing that the world is one thing, and you've framed it in a certain way, and then suddenly you begin to see through that illusion, that can be scary. And you realize, oh, I was living a lie. I was living through this illusion of this is how it was, totally buying into it and believing that. And that's not actually how things are. So you may experience that. Well, it may be one moment, or it may be multiple oh shit moments. And it's like the floor drops out from underneath you. And there's a sense of things crumbling. There's a sense of things breaking down, but it's not necessarily that it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all because it's only what's not real that is crumbling and what's real is coming to the forefront, and that's a good thing. But for the mind, for the personality that believed it was just simply a human in physical form and there was nothing more to it, realizing that your source, that you're God, that you are the absolute, that you're the universe, realizing that you're so much more than you thought, it can be a bit scary. So, yeah, just having those moments and being gentle with yourself when they do come about. Sorry, I have to clear my throat. Excuse me. And being okay with the realization. So, the third thing that may come up for you, the third sign is usually you'll be drawn to spiritual practices or spiritual processes, or you become more interested in spiritual content. So you may find yourself meditating, you may find that you are going to courses, learning about spiritual things, you may find you take up yoga, or any number of things. There's so many different spiritual practices, but you suddenly find you have an interest in these things. And it can be that you have an interest in one thing, but another spiritual practice is totally out there to you and you've no interest. And that's fine. You don't have to be interested in everything, but you do begin to start to develop or be drawn to certain spiritual practices. And then number four is searching. So you realize, okay, Reality isn't as I thought it was. I am not as I thought I am. So, what am I? What's going on? What is reality? So, you begin searching for answers to the many questions that you have. You begin searching for truth. You begin searching for something, some answer, something that you feel will be the key to unlocking something. And you're not quite sure what you're unlocking, but there's just this element of searching, searching, searching. And I'll give you a little hint here because what you're searching for is already inside you. So you can go through the process and it does have its benefits. It has its benefits because you will begin to become aware more and more of who you are, of what you are, of reality, of this whole game that we're playing out. And there can be pointers to that. And the searching can help, but ultimately, at some point, the searching has to stop because you will realize there is nothing to search for. It's all within you. So the fifth sign is mystical experiences. Now, not everyone will have mystical experiences, but there will be those who do have those experiences. And I know I've certainly been down that path. So if you're an empath or a highly sensitive person, you may find that you experience more mystical experiences. It's not a prerequisite, but it does tend to happen as you open up more your to your spiritual nature. You can have these experiences, and for me, it was working with angels, working with spirit guides, and it's been a beautiful, beautiful process, beautiful path. So you don't have to be afraid of those experiences. They can be very beneficial, but not completely necessary for your awakening. So if you do have them, wonderful. If you don't, that's fine as well. The sixth sign is a change in your behavior or habits. So you may find that you start having new healthy habits. You start realizing, oh, well, I want to eat healthily. I want to really take care of my body. I want to take up a new practice like yoga or some exercise. For me, I stopped drinking. I would used to go out with my friends and drink alcohol and have, a mindset of partying. And, in my 20s, that was fine. But it came to a point where I just had no interest in it anymore. It just completely dropped away. And I still would socialize, I still would go out with friends, but I didn't have any interest in alcohol. And you may find that there's changes in certain relationships. Some people who you were friends with may drop away, new people may come into your life. So yeah, that can be part of the process as well. And then the seventh sign is you may feel less social and become more introverted. You may crave time to yourself. You may feel that you need alone time, you need solitude. And that's perfectly, that's part of the process. You may find that you want to meditate or spend time in meditation. And that can be really beneficial as well. But if you do feel less social, that's fine. Go with whatever's coming up for you. You don't have to um, be around people the whole time. But of course, it is beneficial to have relationships that are um, really good for you and good for your soul. So you don't have to block everyone out. It's not a necessity, but you just may feel that that's dropping away a little bit. So since you're here, chances are you've experienced maybe one, maybe all of these, or you might have other things coming up for you. So, what do you do? What do you do when you start realizing, okay, I'm going through a spiritual awakening? What's my next step? So, for me, meditation is key. Spending time in meditation doesn't have to be an hour sitting in meditation, even 5 minutes a day. Spending time in nature is hugely beneficial. Nature has all the answers. It will recalibrate your energy. It will help you to get out of your head and into your heart. And spending time in nature is so, so beneficial. The Other thing I'd recommend is spending time or finding others who are on the same path as you, people you can talk with, people who resonate with you. I remember when I would attend groups or go to classes about Reiki or energy healing or angels, and I would talk to people and they would talk the same language as me. And it was so refreshing to have somebody who I could talk to and not feel like I was a complete outsider. The other thing is to be gentle with yourself. Be gentle, trust the process, know that it can take time. For some, it takes longer than others. For some, this process can be instantaneous. But just being gentle with yourself and allowing yourself time to process. And then as well, reading books. I love to read and I find reading to be really beneficial. So reading books about spiritual awakening. I have a book called Presence Awakening to the Life Within. If you want to read that, it's a really easy read. It's a small book and it's all the questions that I had when I was going through this process. And I also wrote questions that I felt others would have. And I put them all in here and I channeled the messages to those. So it's a really beneficial, um, I suppose, guide to awakening. And then lastly, be curious and have fun. Have fun with it. Be playful. Know that it is a journey of unlimited pleasure and satisfaction and peace and joy. And really, to have fun with it is the main thing. If you get bogged down and feel that you're not doing it right or that you should be doing things differently, that's not the point of it. Have fun with it, enjoy it, and enjoy rediscovering who you really are.